Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So we've finally reached the final day in our program, the 21st day. It's been really great to see everyone's dedication towards the meditation and having this group of people who are sitting down to meditate for an hour every night and maybe meditating during other times during the day. It's been really great to see, and just generally really nice to be able to meditate together with everyone every evening. So thank you all. Again, today is the 21st day in our 21-day series. So the theme is integrating all the qualities. And this happens on our Sahasrara, or the top chakra on the crown of our head. You might have seen in the chakra chart, you would have noticed this lotus on the top of the head with all the colors. And that's what the Sahasrara is. And you would see in all of those colors, the colors of all the chakras. So this is where all of the qualities get integrated into. It's sort of the main destination of our attention. And when we open up our Sahasrara, then we get the qualities and the balance of all the chakras. So yesterday we were working, focusing on our Agya chakra right here in the forehead. And if you remember, the Agya chakra is responsible for our thoughts and for our mind, and also helps us to get into the state of thoughtless awareness. And the Agya chakra is also known as a gate or a gateway. And the gate would be to the Sahasrara. So again, this is our sort of end destination in the sense that if the essence of Sahaja meditation, you could say, is to be in thoughtlessness, another way you could say is that the essence is to be able to open your Sahasrara and be in your Sahasrara. And as you may have felt so far, and it's okay if you haven't yet, but it's a very real and very tangible feeling to feel the opening and the pulsing on your Sahasrara. And that's where we get connected to this all-pervading energy. So it's maybe the most important center for meditation. So it's great that we'll be having this session tonight. Tonight's session will be run by Maruti, who's been practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation for a very long time and has given a lot of classes, and he's got a lot of great knowledge and experience in the area. So I'll pass you off to him to get started. How are you doing today, Maruti?
Thanks, James. I'm good today. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone for today's program. Today, I would like to talk to you about the experience of what Jimmy has just mentioned, which is once the crown chakra is opened, you'll feel the cool breeze on top of your head. And there is a mechanism within us that makes it happen. You might have seen this chakra chart in the last 3 weeks, and it does explain the different nerve centers that are within us called chakras. And the final chakra, which is on top of the head here, where the energy has entered into our subtle being when we are in our mother's womb. And that's why that subtle center here is actually soft in the babies, and it's soft for some babies for a few months up to a year also. And gradually we develop this I-ness within us, and that closes and it becomes solidified. So then we assume our identity as us in the world. And that freedom is given to us, as in to assume our identity and go about in the world. Though there has been guidance on how to behave in the world, as in terms of the relationships with other human beings, how to be in a society, how to, you can call them as commandments, or you can call them as cultural values. You can call them something that has come through the religious practices. this guidance has been given to us. But in the end, the goal has always been that to keep us in the balance in terms of living a balanced life. And then ultimately we achieve our realization, which is the breaking of the Sahasrara. So I would like to talk to you about the experience of it, where we'll come to that, the mechanism side of the things. There are two stages. One is a thoughtless awareness, and there is another thing called as a doubtless awareness. And in the thoughtless awareness, where we all begin our journey, is where you are on the in the state where some thoughts have subsided. You're able to maintain the thoughtlessness for maybe a few seconds, gradually improving to a few minutes, and then maybe there is a deluge of thoughts. Then again, you're able to maintain that meditative state for a limited period. And then there is this doubtless awareness, where you can say, where you have a feeling that you have arrived, where the people call it as viraj. I mean, you have this feeling of being content, that you don't have any doubts within you. And there is a state called Samadhan. I'm using some words that are in Hindi and Sanskrit, or where there is peace, where you are at peace. And how do you know that you have arrived at that? I mean, once you experience it, people call it peaceful, and maybe sports people call it as I'm in the zone, where you see things happening within you, more within you, the correct way. There is no struggle, and there is a cool sensation all around the head, right? And there is a cool sensation in your palms as well. So this is what we have seen is possible with Sahaja Yoga, with regular practice. And when that happens, what happens is you are connected truly with the all-pervading power. And then you start experiencing that oneness with the nature around you. In that state, if there are any issues in your body physically, or in your in your chakras, if there is a blockage, you can feel it in your hands. And this is something, as I'm saying, it's achievable. What we have seen is with little effort, you can get to that, right? And the mechanism behind that is that Kundalini awakens, and where she's in the Muladhara Chakra, which is the sacrum bone, where, and then on the Muladhara, from there she arises and breaks all the chakras and unites with all pervading. And in that journey, if there are these tendencies where through our behavior, or our own personalities, or the environment around us, there could be a left and a right pole, where you all must have gone through what a left means, where it's our moon channel, our left side, emotional side, and there could be a pull on the right side, where it's the futuristic tendencies, or sun channel. And they do exist within us, and they are given to us. And as I said, this freedom is there for us, which is not there for animals. Their freedom is limited. So one can ask, how long does it take to get there? And once you are in that state, how long are you in that state? I mean, are you going to be there in completely lost to the world? Are you going to be in this state of bliss? It is a state of bliss, that one is in. As Srimadi explains it, it's like riding a bicycle. And how long does it take to learn the bicycle? There is that time period that varies depending upon each person. But what I said, we've seen it, it's possible. And then once you are able to ride the bicycle, how long you'll be in that state, how long you'll ride the bicycle. So that again depends upon a set of behaviors that we observe, or while we are in that state, which is basically not to go into the left or the right in terms of our thinking or our desires. Then you can be in that state. We are existing in the world. We can exist in the world, but still be in that state as well. So as it's natural when you're going on a bicycle, if you see that you are going to the left, you automatically turn the wheel to the right. So that kind of a practice while you are in that state will settle into you. And this again through regular meditation, morning and evening. And there is a clearance technique that I'm sure you are introduced to around the foot soaking, clearing through the water. And this should settle into you where you are at peace with yourselves, and we are content within ourselves, and you're sure about the energy that exists around you and within you. So that's what I'm describing, because a lot of the theory is you've gone through the chakras and all that, the charts and all. But in the end, what we are looking at is, to do anything, there is a fruit at the end. So that is what we are aiming towards. But having said that, all the previous classes where you've gone through the chakras, where the first chakra particularly, which is here and also base of the spine, that's the innocence within us, the purity within us, and there is purity in every chakra. I mean, there is purity in the third chakra, which is about having contentment and also having satisfaction. There is purity in the heart chakra, which talks about love, and there is purity in the throat chakra, which talks about purity in relationships. So there is all the qualities, and in the yesterday's session, there is this around the surrendering of or forgiveness, or forgiveness of oneself, which is also important, forgiveness of others as well. So there is a purity, a level of purity that needs to settle in, and which will happen. I mean, it needs to happen naturally through the meditation. It's not something that mentally we can force it. And then what happens is all the petals of the Sahasrara, which is 1,000 petal lotus, and these are, even from the medical science point of view, they say there are 1,000 nerves when they take the cross section of the brain, and they get enlightened. And when they do that, you feel that in your hand, on top of the head. I can come back to this, but I think what we should do is, there is a beautiful video where Srimadi explains the opening of the Sahasrara, which she has done this. I mean, one of the significant achievements of of this era that we are living in is that in 1970, Srimadi ji has opened the Sahasrara, which made it possible for this communication to happen, as in that we're able to feel this energy in our hands. And it's not so important to understand how it all happened. It's like, you switch on the light, Srimadi says. it's more important to experience the light, that somebody switch the light on. We are feeling, we're able to see the things. We're enjoying the light. Not so much important how the light works or what is the wiring and all, unless there is some problem. If somebody has to go and fix it, then they need to know, which we can also know. But as we are beginning, it's important for us to be in the light, enjoy that light. And then everything else is also can be known, and it's all within reach. But I think we'll listen to Srimadi explaining the opening of the crown chakra.
After raising her children to adulthood and seeing them happily married, Srimataji had fulfilled her responsibilities as a mother and a householder, and was prepared to embark upon her true life's work, the emancipation of humanity. Having been invited to the ashram of a prominent local guru in 1970, she was shocked to see him looting people in the name of spirituality. Suddenly aware that the seekers everywhere were in danger from this future trend, Srimataji searched deep within herself for a solution. She spent the entire night on the seashore contemplating. And in the early hours of the morning, disgust with the falsehood she had witnessed and compassion for her children everywhere forced her to act. She meditated upon the Sahasrara, the energy center on the crown of the head, and prayed that all the seekers of truth would eventually receive their enlightenment and bring about the dawning of collective consciousness in humanity. She describes this historic event.
As soon as Sahasrara was open, the whole atmosphere was filled with tremendous Chaitanya. And there was tremendous light in the sky. And the whole thing came on this earth as if a torrential rain or a waterfall with such a tremendous force, as if I was unaware and got stupefied. The happening was so unexpected and so tremendous that I was stunned, and I became completely silent at its grandeur. I saw the primordial kundalini rising like a big furnace, and the furnace was very silent but burning appearance it had, as if you heat up some metal and it has many colors. In the same way, the kundalini showed up like a huge furnace, which is like a tunnel, where you see these plants you have for coal burning to create electricity. And it stretched like a telescope, one after another. It came out like that. And the deities came and sat on their seats, on their golden seats. And then they lifted the whole of the head like a big dome and opened it. And then this torrential rain completely drenched me. And I started seeing all that and got lost into the joy. It was like an artist seeing its own creation fulfilled. I felt the joy of great fulfillment.
After emerging from this beautiful experience, Srimataji looked around and saw the blindness of human beings, and she became absolutely silent. She desired that everyone should attain their self-realization in order that their eyes could be opened. Her vision for humanity had come into focus and was beginning to unfold.
Okay, can we have the slide around the Sahasrara Chakra? Okay, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the Sahasrara Chakra, which has got 1,000 petals. And one of the things is this chakra has got connections with all other chakras. They call it as pithas, means there is a place for all other chakras in our head, in the midriff. So Sahaja Yoga works at a root level, meaning if you apply any fertilizer or you put water to the roots of a plant, it reaches the entire plant, the tree, all areas. So as the chakras have positions in our head, in Sahasrara Chakra, when this chakra is open and we receive the bliss, the all-pervading bliss through the Sahasrara Chakra, then it controls other chakras as well. And you feel the bliss and opening of all your centers. And that's how you feel. In fact, some people can feel all through their spine as well, and your center of the palm, this cool breeze. And some of you may have already experienced it on your fingertips as well. So Srimadi made Sahaja Yoga as an integrating, where there is integration, which not only works on the physical side, but also it works on our emotional side or mental side. And there is a spiritual aspect to it, as we've been hinting all along. And these are the centers, when they receive that energy, we get the benefit in all these aspects of our life. And the position, as I mentioned, is center of the palm, on top of the head, and also there is a on our feet as well. They are not shown here. The location of the Sahasrara Chakra. There are some affirmations here, as you can see, which help open the chakra. But one of the important things is, as I said, we start our journey with the first chakra, which is at the base. It's important. You can think of it like a tower, where it's quite solid at the bottom, and maybe there are 4 or 5 anchors at the bottom, and then as it goes up, it can gain a lot of height when the base is strong. And it works the similar way here. The first chakra is important, and then that gives us that innocence and purity and the energy, basically, to be quiet within ourselves, to face ourselves. In the end, in Sahaja Yoga, the journey is all within ourselves. And when I said earlier, you get into a place where there is a doubtless awareness, and that is a state within ourselves where we are fully in peace, where we are neither fighting with ourselves nor we are fighting with others. We are in complete balance. It's peace, it's quite enjoyable. And Srimadi would add, that is the truth as well. So it's that truth, and there is the bliss of it, and it works through your attention. And in one word, in Sanskrit, it's called Sat Chit Anand, because that state is joyful as well. And we can be in that state when we observe what we learned through the previous weeks, the set of qualities that are there in each chakra, and gradually meditating on those, and respecting what we feel on our hands, and understanding, cooperating within ourselves, and then finally settle on the crown chakra. We'll do a meditation guided by Srimataji. I think we should start our meditation, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, raising of kundalini and then taking a bandhan. So, raise of kundalini, 1 knot. Twice. And then we put ourselves in bandhan. Seven times. So now can we have the video guided meditation by Srimataji?
So today is the day when we have to introspect. So should we go into meditation, all of us? Please close your eyes. All of you close your eyes. Now we all will do the meditation the way we have been doing in the halls wherever we had public programs. So the first you have to put your hand on your heart. We'll work on the left hand side and the left hand towards me. Now, first of all, you put your hand on your heart. In the heart resides Shiva, is the spirit. So, you have to thank your spirit that it has brought light to your attention, because you are a saint, and the light that has come in your heart has to enlighten the whole world. So please, now in your heart, you pray that let this light of my love of the divine spread to the whole world. With all sincerity and understanding that you are connected with the divine, and whatever you desire will happen, with full confidence in yourself. Now put your right hand in the upper part of your abdomen, on the left hand side, on the upper part of your stomach, on the left hand side, and now here is the center of your dharma. Here you have to pray that let Vishwa Nirmal Dharma spread in the whole world. Let people see the light through our dharmic life, through our righteousness. Let people see them and accept the Vishwa Nirmal Dharma, by which they get enlightenment and a benevolent higher life and a desire to ascend. Now, take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen, of the stomach, on the left hand side. Press it. Now this is the center of pure knowledge. Here, you have to say as Sahaj Yogis that our mother has given us the full idea how the divine works. She has given us all the mantras and all the pure knowledge that we could bear and understand. Let me fully be knowledgeable about that. All of us. I have seen if the man is a leader, the wife doesn't know a word about Sahaja Yoga. If the woman knows about Sahaja Yoga, the husband doesn't know anything about it. Let me be proficient and an expert in this knowledge. So that I can give realization to people, make them understand what is divine law, what is kundalini, and what are the chakras. Let my attention be more on Sahaja Yoga than all these mundane things. Now put your right hand in the upper part of your abdomen. Close your eyes. Now here, on the left hand side, press it. Now here, Mother has given me the spirit and I have my own Guru, which is the spirit. I am master of my own. Let there be no abandonment. Let there be dignity in my character. Let there be generosity in my behavior. Let there be compassion and love for other Sahaja Yogis. Let me not show off, but have a deep knowledge about God's love and His doings. So that when people come to me, I should be able to tell them about Sahaja Yoga and give them this great knowledge with humility and love. Now raise your right hand on your heart. Here you have to thank God that you have felt the ocean of joy and you have felt the ocean of forgiveness. And the capacity to forgive as our mother has, which we have seen is so tremendous. Let my heart expand and encompass the whole universe. And my love should resound the name of God. The heart every moment should express the beauty of God's love. Take your now right hand in the Vishuddhi, that is on the left Vishuddhi, between the neck and the shoulder in the corner. I will not indulge into the falsehood of guilt, because I know it is falsehood. I will not escape my faults, but face them and eradicate them. I will not try to find faults with others, but in my own knowledge of Sahaja Yoga, let me remove their faults. We have so many ways, secretly we can remove the faults of others. Let my collectivity become so great that the whole Sahaja Yoga race is my own family, my own children, my home, my everything. Let me get that feeling completely, innately built within myself that I am a part and parcel of the whole, because we all have one mother. And let my concern go to the whole world to know what are their problems and how can, through my true desire, power, solve that. Let me feel the problems of the world in my heart and innately to remove all of them from the basis of which they are, from the basis from which they are generated. Let me go to the principles of all these problems and try to remove them through my Sahaja Yoga powers, through my saintly powers. Now put your right hand on your forehead across. Now here you have to say, first of all, I have to forgive all those who have not come in Sahaja Yoga. Those who are on the periphery, who come and go, who jump in and jump out. But first of all and foremost, I have to forgive all the Sahaja Yogis because they are all better than me. I am the one who tries to find faults with them, but I am at the lowest ebb and I have to forgive them because I must know that I still have to go very further. I am still much less. I have to improve myself. This humility has to come within us. So you have to say here, let the humility in my heart, in a true sense, not hypocritical, work out this feeling of forgiveness so that I bow to reality, to God and to Sahaja Yoga. Now you have to put back your hand on the back side of your head and push back your head here, and you have to say here, Oh Mother, whatever wrong we have done to you so far, and whatever wrong goes in our minds, and whatever smallness we have shown to you, whatever way we have troubled you and challenged you, please forgive us. You have to ask for forgiveness. In your intelligence you should know what I am. I don't have to tell you again and again. Not at Sahasrara, you have to thank me. At Sahasrara, put your hand, move it 7 times and thank me 7 times. Mother, thank you very much for the realization. And Mother, thank you very much for making us understand how great we are. And thank you very much for bringing all the blessings of the divine. And thank you very much for raising us higher, much higher than from where we were. And also thank you very much for sustaining us and for helping us to improve ourselves and correct ourselves. And thank you very much ultimately that Mother, you have come on this earth, taken your birth and working so hard for us, for all of us. Press it hard and move it hard. Khali basa. खाली बसा, खाली बसा, खाली बसा, खाली बसा, खाली उतरा, खाली उतरा, खाली उतरा, खाली उतरा, खाली उतरा. Get down, get down, get down, get down. Now take down your hands. Heads are all very hot. So now let us give ourselves a nice bandhan. In the bandhan of mother, let us move our left to the right. One, nicely. Understanding what you are. What are your auras? Now again, second one. Now the third one. Now the fourth one. Now the fifth. Now the sixth one. And now the seventh. Now raise your kundalini. Raise your kundalini. Slowly, very slowly. Raise it first time, you have to do it very slowly. Now push back your heads and give it a knot. One knot. Second one. Let's do it very slowly. And knowing what you are. You are a saint. Do it properly. Properly. Do it properly, not in a haste. Take it to your head. Push back your head and give it two knots there. One and two. Now let's do the other one. Again, the third one you have to give three knots. Very slowly do it. Very slowly. Now do it properly. Now push back your head. Now give it the third one. 3 times. Now see your vibrations. See your vibrations like this. All the children, see your vibrations like this. Put your hands. Step down it. Alright? Good. Beautiful. I am getting vibrations from you. May God bless. Thank you very much.
So let's be in meditation for 5 minutes. Let's maintain our thoughtlessness. After that guided meditation by Srimadi. Hello again, everyone. And before we conclude the presentation part of the meditation for today's session, I want to introduce this topic of surrendering whatever the issues that we have, either they are catches, the problems that we have in our centers, or if something is worrying us, or anything that we are facing that we need assistance. We can have a conversation, we can have a relationship with the energy. So when we are talking about what you're feeling in your hands and the vibrations, the energy, it is not an energy, Srimadi explained as well, that it is not an energy where you see electricity as an energy. but it is an energy where it thinks. And the proof of that is, we are nurtured, like when we are born, from that moment to now, without us doing. We, as you can see in the world around you, people have got two eyes, nose, mouth, and everybody has got the functioning organs, and you can see, people can speak and understand. So all of these, some energy is guiding it. Same thing, you see the flowers coming out every day. Nobody is organizing it, but there is an energy around it. So when we have that connection, what we can do is we can have a relationship we develop a relationship, and it also becomes like a mutual, it's a dependency as well later on, because you realize that you have this infinite support, such an insurance. People think that where is God? All these questions which genuinely they do ask. And as seekers, we do ask in our journey, like, if they say there is all pervading power. So you can use the energy. So one of the ways that we use the energy is, I'll give you a couple of ways. One is we pray, right? We pray, and people have been telling us, pray to God, God will respond. But now we have this connection that we feel, hands on top of the head. So what we do is we take Srimadi's photograph. If we don't have it, we can contact us and we can organize it, or tell you where you can get it. And we put the photograph in a respectable place. With that, we can it's at a higher, like create like an altar kind of thing, and put a candle in front of it, and create a space where you can meditate every day, right? A quiet area, not cluttered, space that you create in your house, wherever you're there, and you pray to that. You pray, you have a conversation, right? Because first you need to respect what is given as an expectation, what you're feeling in your hands, and have that assurance and confidence that it exists. So there is that initial effort to get into meditation, get into a habit, sit in that foot soak water, cleanse ourselves, and prayer works. What do you say? And another method is we have this in our hands, this feeling. So what you can do is anything that a problem that is bothering you, you can make a prayer and do 3 times like this, right? And say, I surrender this to you, right? You can say, Srimati, I surrender this to you. You can say, all pervading power, Mother Kundalini, I surrender this to you, right? So you gradually learn to let go of things and have this as a natural thing, where in your ascent or in your daily life as well, have this feeling of surrender, and which is important, because Srimadi says all these problems are not our problems. We take on a lot of the things as our problems, and we should enjoy the life. The purpose of the life is to enjoy, but we need to understand it in the right perspective, and feel the joy rather than taking on the problems that are not ours. And these, mainly what Srimadi says, the conditionings that we have and the ego that we have, these are the 2 faculties which trouble us. They give us ideas, or they provoke reactions internally. They make us react in a certain way. If you're egoistical, you react in a certain way. If you're super egoist, people can be cunning. So these are what Srimadi, these are not where they take you away from the reality. But we have a way now. We have a mechanism where we can surrender the things and be the spirit, be the joy that everybody promised, and what Sai Yoga is here to deliver. And of course, there is no imposition. Sahaja Yoga is always, Srimadi says, you choose. And then, one of the things that Srimadi says, you take one step towards, God, towards the truth. God takes 100 steps towards you. And this is, again, what I'm talking about is, I started with saying I want to share the experience as in what we have seen, rather than something that's there on a chart or something. So with that, I wish all of you all the best in your spiritual endeavors, in your spiritual journey, in Sahaja Yoga. What we would say is, continue, persist with it. What we've done is, we've seen that it works surely, but it works slowly. So, if you can see your child growing up, or, the natural processes around, the trees blossoming. So these are they surely happen. And what we see is the Sahaja Yoga works in a similar way. We just need to be persistent with it. With that, thank you. James, I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Maruti. The topic of the Sahasrara is a very profound and a very deep subject, and it's really not so easy to relay. But Maruti did a really beautiful job of explaining that to us and giving us a lot of information. And Maruti, if I'll put you back on the spot for just 1 minute, this being the last day, of the 21 days program, what would be a quick advice to everyone on continuing their journey forward?
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up. I forgot to mention it, James. So one of the things that Srimati has specifically, made it this way, from a Sahaja Yoga point of view, collectivity is very important. I mean, it is important to meditate, for our own individual growth at home, and do the cleansing, morning 5 minutes, evening 5 or 10 minutes, whichever is suitable to you, as in both. If you can do it both morning and evening, that's very good. And try and increase that meditation session gradually, your thoughtlessness. But try and meet other yogis where people can come together and meditate. We have meditation centers all over the world. Maybe James can show you how to look up these centers that we have, and try and reach them. And they're all very welcoming. Sahaja Yoga is free wherever you go. And I myself have gone to visited many countries where Sahaja Yoga is, and they're all very welcoming people, and they don't charge you anywhere for sharing the knowledge, these classes. And try and reach out to them and have a collective meditation. And you will know as well, you'll experience it at this center. It's the collectivity so there is a different levels of growth that we have. There is individual growth, but there is also a collective growth, which is very important. Srimati stressed on it. James, could you show us how to find classes?
Yeah, thanks so much. So here we are on the 21 days site. And again, if we go to the top here and we go to classes, these are just all of the Australian classes for people who are local here. You can select on your state, as I've shown you before, and find a local class. If you're not in Australia, maybe you're participating all the way from France or India or Russian, you want to click on this worldwide classes. And then we can locate a meditation center in your country. And here we have all the countries. And this is going to direct you to that country's Sahaja Yoga page. So for example, if you're participating from India and you want to find some local centers, you want to go to this link, click on India, and we'll be directed to India's Sahaja Yoga page. And, all these pages are different, so you might have to navigate a little bit, but here they have events, find a Sahaja Yoga meditation center near you. So it might be a little bit different as per your country, but there is a contact point for every country if you'd like to join a class. If you're not able to find your class locally, here in the streaming option, you want to go down just one to daily sessions. And if you're just sort of comfortable and familiar with Zoom, we currently have programs going on from New Zealand, from Canberra, from Sydney. There are others in the world as well, but this is a easy and convenient one for you to get onto. And these are running currently weekly. So these, you can see the different days of the week here: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day you're looking for, you can find a Zoom class to attend. And it's really best if you can at least join once a week, either in person or on Zoom, and maybe keep up your individual meditations for 10 minutes morning and evening, and that should get you set real solid. So I'll leave you with that. Just also, all of us on the team here, and even in the background, we all sincerely care that you have the resources and the support you need to continue your meditation journey. So do have a look at these links. There's plenty of resources and classes available to you. But if you have a little trouble, just put a message onto the WhatsApp group, or you can message me directly, or Maruti, or any of us that you've spoken to before or seen presenting. Message the group, message one of us, and we'll 100% be there to get you to the right resource you need to be able to continuing your meditation journey. So that's it. I'll leave you all with that. Thank you all so much for joining. I've really enjoyed meditating with all of you and having these wonderful knowledge sharing sessions, and it's just been absolutely lovely. So thank you all, and hopefully see you all soon on some other live meditations, or maybe in person. you.